It was 2:17 a.m. I was lying in bed, scrolling on my phone like I always did. Out of habit, I opened my banking app just to check. But the number staring back at me made my stomach drop. I knew something had to change, but I didn't expect what came next to shift my entire mindset. How was I this broke again? I wasn't unemployed. I wasn't living large. I wasn't out partying or booking flights every weekend. I was just spending. Little things here, a few bucks there. Nothing big, but it added up fast. That night was my wake-up call. I didn't want to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. I was tired of chasing financial freedom while quietly wasting money on things I didn't even need or remember buying. It wasn't about making more. It was about keeping more. That's when I decided to try something different. Instead of asking, how can I earn more? I asked, what can I stop buying? And that question changed everything. And it led me to a new kind of financial freedom. The kind that doesn't depend on earning more, but spending way less intentionally. If you're trying to save money fast or live a more frugal life without feeling deprived, keep watching. These are the 7 surprising things I stopped buying and how that choice helped me feel richer in every way. 1. Aspirational subscriptions I never used. At one point, I was subscribed to everything. A fitness app one didn't open. A language course I swore I'd start next week. A meditation app one downloaded during a stressful month and then forgot about. These weren't bad things, they were aspirational. I wanted to be the kind of person who works out daily, speaks Italian, and wakes up calm. But here's the truth, wanting something and actually using it are 2 different things. I was paying over $120 a month for digital subscriptions I barely touched. That's more than $1,400 a year gone on habits I never built. That's when I started cutting my monthly expenses by asking one simple question before every charge. Am I using this? If not, I canceled it. Today, I only keep subscriptions I use weekly. And guess what? I feel less overwhelmed and a little stealthier with my wealth. In the age of auto-renewals, cutting back on unused subscriptions is one of the fastest ways to save money and simplify your life. It's not about doing less. It's about living smarter with what you already have. That's the heart of a true frugal lifestyle, spending with intention. 2. The starter pack of every new hobby. Every time I got excited about a new hobby, I made the same mistake. I'd buy everything. Tennis racket, yoga mat, paint set, baking tools. Whatever matched the vibe of my new thing. I called it my starter pack. But most of those hobbies, I quit after a week or 2. The stuff just sat in my closet untouched. That's when I realized I wasn't buying hobbies. I was buying a fantasy version of myself. Now, before I spend a single dollar, I ask, do I actually enjoy this without the gear? I give each new interest a 30-day test with free or cheap options. I borrow, rent, or look for budget-friendly hobbies I can try with things I already own. This shift helped me stop impulse buying and start spending only when I know I'll stick with something. Not only did I save more money, but I also started enjoying hobbies more. There was no pressure to be good, just fun. Mindful spending isn't about saying no to hobbies, it's about saying yes to the right ones. And in a world full of noise, that's a quiet win for minimalist living and better finances. 3. Home decor for Instagram, not myself. A few years ago, I decorated my apartment like it was a photo shoot. Matching throw pillows, a gold coffee table, shelves filled with books I never read. It looked nice in pictures, but the truth? It didn't feel like home. I was spending money to impress people who barely visited. I bought what I thought I should have, not what I actually needed. That's when I realized I wasn't decorating for myself. I was decorating for social media. I decided to stop. I sold a lot of it online and only kept things that made me feel calm and comfortable. That I now focus on budget-friendly home items I actually use. Soft bedding, good lighting, a comfy chair. Nothing fancy, just functional. It reminded me of how Scandinavian families prioritize simplicity over flash and still live beautifully on a budget. It helped me build a minimalist home that still feels warm and personal. Best of all, I've saved hundreds of dollars. If you're looking for frugal home decor ideas, start by asking, am I buying this for me or for others to see? When you stop buying to impress, you gain clarity and cash. This is how you stop wasting money and start living for you. That's real mindful spending. That's budget-friendly living. 4. Trendy tech that wasn't essential. I used to think I needed the newest version of everything. A smartwatch that tracked my sleep, a fancy coffee warmer, a smart speaker in every room. All of it seemed helpful, but in the end, most of it collected dust. The truth? I was buying trendy tech just because everyone else was. I realized I didn't need a device to make my life better. I needed to change my spending habits. So I made a simple rule. If the tech didn't truly solve a problem or improve my life in a big way, I didn't buy it. I stopped upgrading my phone every year. I skipped the latest earbuds and used my older ones until they broke. I even sold a few gadgets I barely used. The result? I saved over $1,200 in 1 year, avoided lifestyle inflation, and had fewer things to manage. In a world full of new tech every month, one of the best frugal living tips is to buy less, use longer. You don't need the latest gadgets to live well. You need smart spending habits and a clear idea of what actually matters. That's how you avoid unnecessary purchases and how you truly save money on tech while building a minimalist lifestyle that lasts. 5. One-time use kitchen tools. At one point, my kitchen looked like a cooking show. I had a gadget for everything: a pancake maker, avocado slicer, even a hot dog toaster. Most of them were victims of my kitchen inflation, fun in theory, pointless in practice. But most of them, I used once, maybe twice. Then they just took up space. I thought buying all these tools would make cooking easier. But really, they made it harder and more expensive. That's when I made a change. I got rid of all the single-use gadgets and kept only the basics: a sharp knife, one good pan, and a blender. These 3 tools did almost everything I needed. The result? I saved money, cleared up space, and actually started cooking more. If you're trying to cut kitchen costs or live more simply, start with your tools. You don't need fancy gear to cook well. You need a few budget-friendly cooking items that work hard every day. This is what minimalist kitchen tools are all about: less stuff, more function. And fewer random gadgets means more savings. Want to know how to save money at home? Start in the kitchen. It's where your money and your clutter often hides. 6. Branded wellness products that guilt you. I used to think I was taking care of myself, but really I was just spending a lot of money. Chlorophyll drops, mushroom coffee, detox teas, fancy vitamins I couldn't even pronounce. Every ad told me I needed these things to be healthy, beautiful, and glow from the inside out. But after a few months, I realized I wasn't feeling better. I was just broke. Wellness became another way for me to spend, not heal. So I stepped back and made a big change. I stopped buying branded wellness products that made me feel guilty or less than without them. Instead, I focused on affordable health tips that actually worked: eating real food, drinking water, going for walks, and getting sleep. Simple, free, powerful. I saved over $100 a month by skipping trendy powders and magic drops, and I felt healthier doing it, because guilt isn't self-care. Simplicity is. If you're trying to live a frugal lifestyle, don't fall for wellness marketing that turns self-care into shopping. The best way to take care of yourself is to spend less and live more. This is mindful spending at its best, and the smartest way to save money on self-care without giving up your health. 7. Fast fashion, pick me UPS. Whenever I felt stressed or bored, I would shop online. Just one cheap shirt or a $10 dress from a sale I couldn't miss. It felt like a small reward, something to lift my mood, but those little treats added up fast. By the end of each month, I had spent over $150 on clothes I didn't need and often didn't wear. That's when I realized I wasn't buying clothes. I was buying a feeling. I decided to stop using shopping as a pick-me-up. I removed shopping apps from my phone, unsubscribed from fashion emails, and gave myself a simple rule: wait 48 hours before buying anything new. Instead of chasing trends, I focused on building a minimalist wardrobe with high-quality basics I actually loved and wore often. This helped me save money on clothes, cut clutter, and feel better about my spending. If you're wondering how to stop impulse shopping, start by noticing why you shop. It's usually not about the item, it's about the feeling. Choosing mindful fashion habits is not only good for your budget, it's better for the planet, too. Turns out, dressing like a millionaire often means buying less, not more. That's the quiet power of stealth wealth. That's a true frugal fashion tip. Buy less, love it more, and let your style, not your stress, lead the way. When I stopped buying things I didn't need, something amazing happened. I felt richer. Not because I earned more, but because I spent with purpose. This is what stealth wealth really looks like. less stress, more savings, and a lifestyle that actually supports your freedom. If you're ready to stop lifestyle inflation and live below your means, start right here by asking yourself, do I need this? Or do I just want to feel better for a moment? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.